we can't. We'll get all the highlights tonight.
Lunch with Leah, episode 326.
Oh, our director over here having his little tissy fit.
Every week.
Oh, stop. What do you think this is, the BBC? This is Trash Talk with Leah at the Foreign Ambassadors on the beautiful water bay of Miami. You're trying to upgrade and elevate us to damn standards of television journalism? Forget about it. All right. So, well, let me tell you. There's so much going on, I just can't. First of all, I want to thank all of you that went to the Dumb Gay Politics and watched the event we did in Austin, Texas. I mean, the comments that you guys had coming had me laughing so hard. I wish I would have written down all the comments, but people were really just going crazy about it. And then Ronnie was so funny and the girls were hilarious. So if you missed it, go back and catch it and send me your comments, because I'm telling you, your comments entertain me. I love I read every single comment. I don't always reply, and sometimes I just hit that like thing. But sometimes I just yell at James. He asks me, somebody said, and I say, tell him this, tell him that. He's better at replying, but it was really hilarious. I mean, you guys had me laughing so hard. And then, my God, we had a training seminar in the office the other day where we had 7 gorgeous men from the Los Angeles and Toronto area come in. What did we talk about? We talked about this new, incredible, you're not going to believe, opportunity that we're launching these huge product brands and lines, and you guys are going to be the beneficiary of them. But I'm not going to tell you about all of them right now, because that's a whole hour in and of itself. But that was hilarious, and that was fun, and they were good. It was great. I mean, they were just great guys. And then what else has happened? Oh, let me just get it out, get it over with. The comments that I'm getting, according to James, because, you know, I don't read the negative stuff. I'll just pass over it. That everyone's screaming that Roy is the attorney of record on the Epstein case. Well, let me just clarify that for you. He is, but this is strictly a legal argument. It's a legal argument. Does the court have the right to take back its agreement that they made with a defendant? Yes or no? It's a legal question. It's not who did what by when, if it was right or wrong, any of that. It has anything to do with it. It's, whoops, oh, my Van Cleef earring fell off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I found it. Yikes. Yikes. But it's a legal argument. And, you know, the thing is, if the government makes a deal with somebody, do they have to stand behind it, or do they not have to stand behind it? He has the right to go argue that in court. So stop with your, well, I don't care. Keep them coming. I find them actually kind of funny.
No, that's okay. They can stop.
They can. James thinks they can stop. I think some of them are hilarious. Like, you're blaming me because my husband's a lawyer. He was a lawyer for 20 years before I knew him.
I mean, blame a guy for doing his job good.
And by the way, if you need a lawyer, who better than somebody that can argue a case and win? I mean, you can't blame somebody for winning. It's up to the government to prove their cases. It's not to the defense lawyer's job to roll over. So that goes in one ear and out the other for me. But I do find it hilarious how many people's buttons that it pushes, because everyone criticizes a lawyer until they need one. And then all of a sudden they love the lawyers. So did you want to say something, James?
Yep, people are just saying hello. Marcella Bernardi says hi, Leah, from Lake Tahoe. Tracy Jenkins-Limpsey says she has emailed us about a beauty product, and we did see that come in. Kathy Fisher says good morning. Hello from San Diego, from Jada. David Binkley is in Atlanta saying hello.
Yay,
everyone all over the place. Colleen
us.
Fussell from Dallas. And Tracy says, green is your color. Wow, you pop more than normal.
Wow. Well, you know what really happened?
I said the same
James said
thing.
that. Jason said that. What really happened is I was inventorying, cataloging, and photographing all my jewelry last night. So Jason and I can insure it and, you know, keep it in the vault. So I had this jewelry out. This is what I had out. And so this morning I wanted to get in the car and turn the news on. So I didn't want to lock it up or take it to the bank. So I just wore it. So Benzo was wearing my emeralds, which this one I got from Jason's brother-in-law, who's a gemologist, diamond dealer. He's an incredible jeweler. He gets everything from me wholesale. And so I said, well, I have to put a green scarf on so I can wear the jewelry and not have to worry about it. Funny. Everybody just thinks it's costume anyway.
No,
Who
it looks
cares?
beautiful on you. Green is really good.
Thank you, my green eyes. Green for money. How come we don't have more of it coming in? So Roy Jr. has been going to the gym, and he's every night complaining about how sore he is. I'm like, RJ, this is a problem. You're whining. Kids don't have food, okay? Kids are in cages, and you're whining about being sore for going to the gym. Stop already. And then he goes, my butt's sore. I'm like, that's from the horses you rode in Texas. That is not from the gym. This is hilarious.
If he's doing squats, he might be.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and he's 17. Let him be sore. I'm sore just getting out of bed in the morning. Crack. I'm like that woman, the sister in Cinderella, where the knee cracks when she bends down. I mean, I'm like this all the time.
Let him do it now, because it's harder when you're 50.
It's older. How did we miss James's Versace shirt today? How am I just noticing this big lion in my face? That's a fabulous shirt. It'd make a really great pillow. Maybe you should take it from him, Jason. If
I get any bigger, it will be a pillow.
That's right. Anyway, so you will not believe the stuff that goes on at the house. I mean, it's just too much. Yesterday, for example. Oh, no, day before yesterday. Oh, Paul's not going to work Saturday. So he's got to come in Thursday. He can't work Saturday. He's got to take the dogs to the vet. I go, well, what time do you have to take the dogs to the vet? Because I need Paul to work Saturday to take RJ to piano at the University of Miami Frost Music, because I go to Pilates on Saturday morning, and Roy's in a big trial working 18 hours a day, saving another wrongly accused poor soul. And so they're like all in a tizzy about it. I said, okay, so what time do the dogs go to the vet? Because I'm thinking, well, what is the wind blowing out there? So it's wind gusts. So then they go, well, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, well, that was a rocket science decision. Why didn't you do 2 at 9, come home and do 2 at 10, and then Paul could have worked a half a day? Well, Heidi's like, oh, I'm going to have to call the vet and this and that. I was like, oh, they're all in a frenzy and this and that. I said, I will figure out a way to get RJ to music Saturday morning. Oh, but he this and that, just on and on and on. So finally I said, I'll just cancel my Pilates. I'm not going to put him in an Uber. He can't drive on his own, doesn't have a car. Just forget about it. You're just driving me crazy. I mean, this went on for 2 hours, this whole thing. I'm like, Jesus, how hard is it? Call the vet and reschedule the appointment. Get Paul to work an extra day. There's a million things you could do. This is going on. And finally, I was just like, you know what? He has Chinese, 9 to 10:30. Why don't I just ask the Chinese teacher to drop him there on our way home, and I'll pick him up. And, oh, what a good idea. I'm like,
genius.
Jeez, I mean, they just complicate anything. Then the dog. So, this dog comes in, if you notice, every day, little baby, and he scratches for food like starting 11 or 12 o'clock. So I'm thinking, I don't think that's really normal. I wonder how much Freda's feeding him in the morning. So, I text Fran. She has a 2.7-pound dog. Fran, how much do you feed your dog? 2.7 pounds. This one weighs 4.2 to 4.5 at any given time. She goes, I give him 3.5 tablespoons plus a half a tablespoon of the wet meat every day in the morning, and then again at 5 o'clock, and a little treat at night. Well, I give this one a little treat at night, but he's starving in the middle of the day, so I let him eat. So he's having his breakfast and the snack in the middle of the day, and his 4 or 5 o'clock dinner. And so I said to them, I don't think they're feeding him enough. So she tells me how much she gives. I go look to see what Freda's giving, and half that amount. Well, no wonder the damn dog is hungry.
He's tiny.
So, but Benzie's with me all the time. If he's hungry, I feed him, because the minute he's full, he stops eating. It's not like he's an eater. They went on for 30 minutes, Heidi and Freda, arguing about if you feed him more, then he's going to gain weight. He's going to get fat. He's going to be fat. And I'm like, you're not getting it. If you feed him more in the morning, I won't have to feed him in the middle of the day. I won't have to feed him when I'm at the salon. I won't have to feed him when I'm at the office. He won't eat again. He won't be starving again. And no, he's going to gain weight. If you give him those 4 in the morning and you give him 4 compared to the 2 and the 2, he's going to gain weight. No, he's not, because he's not going to be getting the afternoon lunch. This went on for 30 minutes in the kitchen with Heidi arguing with me, Afraid arguing with me, and Esperanza chipping in, and them getting out the spoons and measuring the food and showing me how much. And I'm just like losing my mind. Finally, I'm just like, why am I having this discussion in a Spanglish with 3 people when it's my dog, my house, my dog food, and my payroll? And I just said, that's the way it's going to be. Now, if you notice, the dog has not asked for food this morning because we gave him the right
He's sitting
amount.
over there like, excuse me, I'm
He's
sitting right
fine.
here.
He's fine. Normally by now,
Actually, that's true.
he's digging in his bag trying to get food out because the little thing's hungry. And thank God I have him with me, because if I didn't, he'd be hungry all day and waiting for the 4 o'clock meal. So thank God I have him with me, because I always wind up feeding him. So now he's going to get 2 squares a day and his bedtime snack. So this is what goes on at my house every day. It's just too much. I just can't with it anymore. Anyway.
Susan Selinder says, my dog is also 4 pounds. She says, feed him 2 small meals a day, and he's 15 years old.
See? I wonder what she means by small meals. Like, tell her to tell us, like, how much is a small meal? How many tablespoons of dry food, for example? Because I don't put any wet food on. He gets 1/4 of a teaspoon of that, just to kind of mix it in a little bit, you know, the canned food.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm getting more tweets about the fox. Remember the fox in the yard? I'm telling you, just
Fantastic,
Tom
Mr.
Arnold
Fox.
I missed this one. That day that I posted it, Tom Arnold tweeted back, don't let it in your fur closet. Oh my God. That's why I thought of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like Jackie saying, well, she kills those alligators and makes purses out of them. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be killing the fox on my yard. I'm not sure it wasn't a wolf, by the way. And then another one said,
I thought it was a raccoon.
yeah, feed it to an alligator. And then that one guy saying, you're an idiot, it's a raccoon. It wasn't. It was either a fox or a wolf. Probably a fox.
I grew up in Kentucky. It was a fox.
You think it was a
Everybody
fox?
We see them everywhere. They come up to
It
the
did
door
have a
to
long, pretty tail. Now I see where they get those tails to wear around. Oh my God. Well, in local news, we had the Gay Pride Parade in Fort Lauderdale. How come we didn't know about that and do anything about it? Well, don't we usually do something with that or no? We just do the Miami one?
Yeah, they had. I think it was
But
something
didn't they have
different
something
this
in
year.
Miami?
Not yet. It's next week or something.
Well, they
or
did
a couple
something in
weeks.
Miami
It's
because I
April.
saw
so-
NB6 covering it and I saw some.
No, they covered the Fort Lauderdale one.
Oh, it was just
they
all
were a
in Fort
partner.
Lauderdale? Well, I'm sorry we missed it.
Well, 2 people got stabbed. So
What?
yeah, at the final at the main stage that night.
Why were they stabbing them? Because they're gay?
Yes,
No,
they thought it was a hate crime thing
Oh,
at
wasn't a
first,
hate crime?
wasn't it?
No, it's just a personal
But they
argument.
arrested 2 people that did it.
Personal argument.
Can't go anywhere anymore. Well, anyway.
I heard that they were investigating at first like that, so I don't know.
Then they had the boat show.
Yes.
And did you see, oh my God, did you see that houseboat? How much was that worth in front of Star Island?
It's still there. It's,
How much was it? Like 20 million or something, or 40
I think
million?
it's
So they
20
put this houseboat in front of my
Magnificent.
house on my 190-foot boat dock. And on Star Island, no one paid me to rent it. They just hook up there. I didn't get it. I don't care. Whatever. This thing you could live on the rest of your life. It's a houseboat. It looks like a mansion. And you could just live on it for your whole life. And I was like, you know, that property's worth more than I think it's worth, because you could rent out that boat dock for probably $30,000 a month for a boat and a yacht like that, because it has a 10-foot draft. Nobody has that down there, over there on Star Island. I have a 190-foot dock with a 10-foot deep. No one else is that deep. But that houseboat was flabbergasting. And then they had another $45 million boat over there. Did you see that one? They had another they had a 200-foot one that was worth, I forget, like $450 million or something. There's so much money in the world. I'm starting to agree with some of the policies that after like $1 billion, you should pay more money. You know, I'm $2 billion, a little more, $3 billion, a little more. I mean, how many billions does somebody need to live? Anyway, whatever. All my friends seem to think that they're poor with $1 billion. I mean, that's $1,000 million. Pay more taxes, help more needy people. Anyway, so listen. So at another thing, the Wine and Food Festival was going on. There's always stuff going. Miami is really the city that doesn't sleep. It's really, as far as New York and Las Vegas, I'm sorry, Miami puts it to shame with events and stuff. I guess because of the weather and the party atmosphere and the nightclubs. Is something wrong? No? Okay. So Leslie Abramoville, she's hilarious. She tweeted this. The moment you're walking into a tent with thousands of people and someone recognizes you, she's talking about at the Food and Wine, for your tweets and screams, F Trump, and the entire crowd erupts in applause and cheers. So she walked in over there. Isn't that cool?
I saw that.
Oh, you did? That's really cool. She walks in and they're like, oh, you have Trump, because she tweets nonstop about him. She's very smart too, and she's very on top of it. She's like a reporter for the Herald, right?
Yeah,
okay.
social.
So my quote of the week, in case I forget to tell you later, is because it's the only piece of paper I had any room left on. All of the money in the world cannot make up for a lack of integrity. We're finding that out in the White House, are we not? Oh, also, we're going to have this fabulous eye cream in 2 weeks, and it's going to have great ingredients in it. You know, so you're going to want to see about that. So don't forget, because we are already we have pre-sold 75% of what we ordered. I think we're going to have to order more. I screened some extra bottles today, 200 extra, not very many, just in case of emergency. We could fill them really quick. But this CBD eye cream, you're going to faint over the quality of it. So then, you remember Hochi Ortiz? He posted on Instagram, and someone sent it to me. Did you see it? A picture of the Miami Housewives posing for Ocean Drive magazine like 6 or 7 years ago. I was like, oh my God, I'm having anxiety. Anyway, it was actually, I looked fabulous in the picture.
That house that had the pentagram.
Yes, that mansion.
The mansion.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Let's see. Ask me anything. Well, would you please share what sunscreen you use and how to incorporate it into your skincare products? Well, that's interesting. We don't make sunscreen because it's highly regulated and it's really a specialty product. But I will tell you the best one is SkinCeuticals. I don't wear it, but you know why I like that? It goes in and you don't feel it. I don't wear it because I feel like anytime you can avoid any kind of a chemical on your face or your skin, you should. And I don't wear it often because I don't get in the sun. I either have a hat, I stay in the shade, or I even walk around with an umbrella. Madonna taught us that, walk around with an umbrella. But I don't wear sunscreen for that reason. But if I am going to be out, like when we went to the gay pride on the beach, then that's the one I would use. And drink a lot of water and stay out of the sun. That's the key. Let's see, that was from Mullins, Deborah Maruth, 76. Thank you for the pee pad trick. I have been successful for a week. Remember, I told you got to take one pee pad with the pee on it and just keep dabbing that pee on the next pad, or keep that pad with the new pad to draw them over there. I'm telling you, I should be an inventor. I should invent pee pads that smell like pee, but only the dogs can smell it. Okay, that's hilarious. Nancy and Bonita. So do you think Roy will buy the Tiffany diamond ring? Are you kidding me? Did you see that diamond ring? Oh my God, the one that
the diamond necklace that Lady Gaga wore.
$38 million, a yellow diamond ring, yellow diamond necklace.
Yeah, it had only been worn like.
Is that the one she's talking about? The Tiffany yellow diamond.
Yeah, the one that Catherine had.
No, I don't think Roy would buy it. But I would wear it.
I don't think it's for sale.
I may have to go find myself a billionaire sugar daddy, because I could, like 95 years old, slipping on a banana, because I could wear that diamond well. It fit me perfectly. It's about the size of this Bucciolati medallion. Oh my God. Let's see. Now let's see from Bez. See, what is your favorite Hermes bag? You know, that's an interesting story. You know, I brought a different one today. Did you see that one I brought? You know why I bought that one?
It's interesting.
Bring it over, I'll show you. The reason I bought that one is because it wasn't hugely expensive compared to Hermes bags, but I knew it didn't really have any resale value, and I like to buy things with resale value. But not that one, Jason, the one I walked in the house with.
It's the one over there, the canvas.
The one I carried in. He has another one over there. We're just loaded with them. We're insuring them too. So is because I felt like they only made a few of them. My handbag. Oh my God, I'm sounding like I'm talking to Freda.
He was looking for a Birkin.
This is my point. I was saying, it's not a Birkin, it's an unusual bag. I normally wouldn't invest in it. I don't think it probably had a lot of resale value, but they only made a few of them, and it's comfortable and fabulous. But the reason I bought it is I felt like if it got all beat up, or I decided not to wear it as a handbag, I could put it in one of the rooms in the house that's very kind of Ralph Lauren, and put a vase in it and put flowers in it and use it as a decorative piece. So that's why I invested in it. Otherwise, I normally wouldn't invest in something like that. Okay. All right, good. Now, what do you think about the R. Kelly situation? Don't you hope they throw him and book him? Well, I have to be honest. If he did all the things he allegedly did, and I think they do have a videotape to prove it, then he definitely should have the severe consequences for that. But I haven't followed it closely enough. I like to give people the presumption of innocence, but I've heard from the video and from the TV show that he's in a deep load of trouble. And I do think that powerful men or anyone should not use sex or money as a weapon. I don't agree with that at all, so I'm all for that. Okay, but everybody has the right to a defense. Chef Julie G, how do you get over a tough breakup? Well, that's a good one. Well, if you listen to Jeff's radio show, this therapist on there says, don't get in another relationship. You know, stay out of a relationship and let your feelings go through all the emotions and heal and then start a relationship. People I know that have moved on the fastest and the most successfully are the ones that jump in another relationship. So I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. That's what I don't know. Fortunately for me, no one's ever broken up with me. Any guy any breakup I've ever had, I dumped them. And I was always very careful and sensitive about their feelings. Hopi Spice, what is your secret to a long-lasting marriage? I think it's trust is the big one, you know, and mutual respect, another big one. Love, of course. And I think I think for me, I like to have intellectual conversations. I mean, shallow people probably like to maybe have, shallow gym questions, gym relationships. But I like to have substantive conversations. And also, I think being committed to it. I mean, it's like, if you commit, you're committed. You don't get to then decide, well, I'm not committed anymore. If you're committed, you're committed. Doesn't mean it doesn't always work out, but you got to at least be committed if you're committed. Okay, according to the Oscars, oh my God. Well, let's talk about the red carpet before we get to the Oscars.
Can I? Some people were asking about the eye cream. I thought we might just answer their questions real quickly.
We're going to have an introductory offer. It's a 4 to 6 month supply for $45.
Yeah, they were wondering if they could pre-order it on LeahBlack.com yet.
You can pre-order it because we're probably not. By the time it gets here, we're going to be out. You can go to you can't pre-order on there. Email us at hello@LeahBlack.com. We will set aside some for you or figure out a way to invoice you. It's not on the website yet. But it's going to be about a 4 to 6 month supply. It's going to be in a gorgeous package. Do you have that package? Let me see the package. You have the container? It's not screened. It's not going to matter. All right. Let me just show you. This is what it's going to look like. The packaging, and then it's going to have this pump thing on it. Oh, God, I forgot there's stuff in there. That's eye gel. But anyway, it's going to look like that. And it's going to have that 4 to 6 month supply. It's a lot. It's beautiful. I love it.
So some of the people were wondering, if they could order it, or so if you email us at hello@LeahBlack.com,
we'll reserve it for
we'll
you,
be
or
able to
invoice
reserve
you, or we'll put you at the top of the list.
Correct.
You know, I'm telling you, I had no idea how fast it's going to fly out the door. Somebody bought 200 yesterday. Somebody bought 50 last night because they're using it to give away or for friends, or some people are selling it because I'm going to let people buy it wholesale for $45 right now.
And we had one other question. They said, could you repeat the name of the sunscreen again?
SkinCeuticals. Okay.
So SkinCeuticals.
When a product is good, it's good. I'm the first one to tell you if a product is good or bad. I mean, I don't feel like there's any competition. If I wanted to carry sunscreen, I could. It's just something we don't carry. I used to, but it's so highly regulated. It's packaged a certain way. It has a shelf life. There's a million things about it. Maybe we will one day. Okay, so back to the Oscars. Let's go to the red carpet first. Now, just between us, Julie what's her name, Rancic? She needs to eat. The girl needs to eat.
But you know what? People say that, but then
but she's over that cancer for the last 3 years. She's had kids since then.
She said that she has a disorder.
No, she's acknowledged she has a disorder, but she needs to eat. I was worried for her when I saw that. And she's such a professional. And I know people that will work with her, they say she is spot on professionally and a nice person. Melissa McCarthy looked fantastic. She lost weight. She had on that kind of jumpsuit with the black on the bottom and the top was white. She actually looked very elegant, and I think she was very appropriately dressed for her body style and weight. I would have, however, added some bling or rhinestones somewhere, maybe on the bottom or the legs of that, or maybe on the shoulders, to make it a more after 5. but I thought it was beautiful.
Good idea.
But it was nice. I mean, it wasn't. It was everything about it was perfect, and it fit her perfect. But it wasn't Oscar-ish enough because she didn't have any After 5 bling on it. You know, if she would have just had some rhinestones on it, it would have made all the difference.
I heard something about that she had another outfit picked, and then she ended up wearing that because she said that's what she wanted her kids to remember her in.
Well, you know what? It was amazing. But in 30 minutes, they could have used fabric glue and sprinkled a lot of bedazzled Swarovski crystals on there, and it would have just upgraded it to After 5 glamour level, in my opinion. Spike Lee was hilarious. And did you see how he was dressed and with those purple glasses and that hat?
Oh my God.
Now, speaking of that hat, Barbra Streisand getting on the stage with that hat. I'm sorry, girl. Wear that when you're going to watch horses ride, you know? If you're at the rodeo or whatever, jocks, where they race. I can't with that hat she wore that night. And I bet you Donna Karen dressed her. I didn't like that. Now, what about Kristen Soriano making that tuxedo dress for Billy Porter?
Yeah, that's what Raquel Glitch says. Billy Porter was my MVP.
That was so over the top.
It was a showstopper. It was
I didn't even know what to say. In one regard, I thought it was just spectacular, creative, and genius. And on the other one, it was just so awkward in a way. I don't know, but I mean, it was fabulous. What did you guys think? Did you like it? You liked it, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was okay. I liked the way he handled himself, though, through the evening and the way he interviewed the guests. You know, I thought he was very humble.
Well, who are you talking about?
Billy Porter,
Billy.
that wore that. I thought he was great, and I mean, and he took that piece off when he was, you know, after he made his entrance. So.
But it was a fabulous red carpet entrance, and it definitely got people talking. You know, that's what they try to do. They want to be remembered and talked about and photographed and seen, and they want to milk this whole Oscar thing for like a week or 2 or 3. And then how to accept an award. When they go up there and they're unprepared and then they stutter and hem and haw and don't know who to thank, you know what? And then the music starts playing and they don't get to thank the people they would have thought. If you're nominated, even if you don't think you're going to win and you know you're not going to win, the professional thing to do is to have a list in your head of people to thank. Because you should thank the people that helped you get there, and it's not fair to them not to thank them because the music plays because you spent all your time hemming and hawing and stuttering around. Some of them just went on and on. I just can't believe it. Well, I just didn't expect it. Well, we know all that. Give us the list because it's not fair to the people that helped you get there. Your managers, your agent, the studios that believed in you, the investors that paid, those people deserve to be thanked, not stuttered around about it because you can't get over yourself. That annoys me when they do that. Anyway, I think everybody, and by the way, you're an actor. Memorize your lines. Just write out your acceptance speech and memorize it, and then go there thinking you're not going to win, and if you win, you got your lines ready. Oh my God, that one got me. Helen Mirren, that diamond necklace that she wore, it was Harry Winston.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it
That
made
was
my little
gorgeous.
Harry Winston look so tiny. Mine looked like a sentimental prom piece compared to that. That was gorgeous. I wanted the RGB documentary to win, but the other one won about...
Hi Solo.
Yeah, that was it. And so that was a good cause. I'm glad it won, but I did want RGB to win. Melissa McCarthy walking out on that red carpet. I mean, on that stage, doing the costumes
Was the
with all those bunny rabbits.
bunny rabbits.
I was laughing so hard. I mean,
We were
that
laughing.
was so
And her hair.
It looked like the cast of Watership Down was on her.
She had that whole train and 50 bunnies from the movie, the Queen that collected all the bunnies. And then afterwards,
The favorite.
So I saw someone tweeted, Glenn Close is going to be boiling all those bunnies since she lost. Remember?
Oh, that's brilliant from Fatal Attraction. Oh, that's brilliant. I didn't see that. That's so smart.
Oh my God. And then the Lady Gaga, I've read anywhere from $39 to $59 million necklace. Now, I saw it also mounted when Audrey Hepburn wore it, the last time that it was worn at the Oscars. And I have to tell you, I liked the Audrey Hepburn mounting better.
I like the original mounting.
I mean, this one that Gaga wore showcased the stone. The one that Audrey Hepburn wore was just, it was built into the piece, but it was much more dramatic, I thought. So anyway, but I loved that stone. I mean, I wanted that Burton diamond too, whatever.
Who wouldn't love that stone?
Who wouldn't love that stone? And I know there were a lot of women on the stage this year. A lot of women won awards, so that was good. And Bette Midler got a standing ovation, very well deserved. She was amazing, but I am a little taken back by the fact they had that guy come in and drop from the ceiling with the umbrella, and then they had Bette sing the song. Why didn't they let, what's her name, Emily? Is it Emily Blunt? No, the girl that played Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Emily Blunt.
Why didn't they let her come in with the umbrella or let her sing the song?
Because she was nominated for an award and she was in a huge dress.
What was she nominated? She wasn't nominated.
She was nominated for something.
No, she wasn't. She didn't get nominated for anything. She was nominated
No, I
in the
thought it was
Golden
a different
Globes.
movie.
In the Golden Globes, she wasn't nominated. And there were a lot of people that felt she should. I don't know if she should or shouldn't. I think they should have acknowledged, if they're going to acknowledge Mary Poppins, they should have acknowledged her, or if they're going to have somebody come in on an umbrella.
You're right, there was a bit of a
let her
disconnect
sing.
there.
I don't know why they didn't do that. And I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think she was nominated for, because they weren't even there. I don't even think they were there. Sarah Paulson had on a necklace and a dress that was a showstopper. She looked drop dead. And I thought probably the moment of the night was, if I had to guess, would be Brad and Gaga singing. Would you all agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah,
completely.
I got all the inside scoop on Brad and Gaga, but I'm going to reserve it because I don't know if I should say anything yet. Too few people know, and I don't want to get in trouble. But there's nothing there, just so you know. But I got the whole scoop. I got a whole story.
You're getting a lot of comments. People were saying they didn't mind not having a host for the Oscars. I have to agree with that. I thought it was a much better format, and they didn't need anybody after all. So, they thought Dame Helen Mirren was a classic. She looked beautiful. They also thought Melissa McCarthy was very funny with the rabbit cape.
Now, when you go to the winners, when Spike Lee won, you know, and God bless him, but when the Green Room won, there was a lot of controversy. A lot of people didn't think it should win. And what I read, and I did a little research, some felt like it wasn't a true depiction of how black people were treated then. Other people felt this than that. There were a lot of people unhappy with Green Room winning. You can do your own research. And
it got backlash the next day.
But it got a lot of backlash. So Spike Lee, afterwards, when they're interviewing him, he's so fucking hilarious. He was on his 6th glass of champagne, and he said, well, I thought I was at courtside at the Gardens, and the referee made a bad call. Because apparently he turned his back when they were making the acceptance speeches in the audience, and the cameras caught it. And then he went on and on laughing, and he said, well, every time that somebody's driving, somebody I lose, because remember he lost to
driving Miss
Daisy, and he goes, but they changed the seating arrangement this time. He's just fucking hilarious. And then, I mean, he's just hilarious. Lady Gaga made a comment that, you know, afterwards, that she said, some women choose to follow men and some women choose to follow their dreams. If you're wondering which way to go, remember that when your career will never wake up and tell you it doesn't love you anymore. That was a pretty good line.
I think we should take our 5-second break.
Okay.
And we're back.
Now, Bohemian Rhapsody won 4 Oscars, including Best Actor. James, you were right. I thought it was going to be between the guy that played Dick Cheney and Rami. Rami deserved it. Yeah. There's no question. He was amazing.
He fell off stage.
I know. He fell off, and you know he fell off. They had to call the paramedics, but I guess he was okay because later he did take the picture with this other supporting actor.
Oh yeah, he was okay. They just made him, you know, because he took a big fall.
Yeah,
they wanted to have the paramedics check him out.
That happens a lot in those events because what happens? The lights are in your face and you can't see. And I hold my breath every time one of those women walk up those stairs with the 17-inch stilettos and those long ball gowns.
Yeah, and did you notice they didn't have ushers this year?
They should always have.
I noticed they didn't have them because even Chris Evans got up to help Regina King up on stage. They did not.
I think they should either have the ropes, you know, going up where you hold on the side, or a man in a tux should escort you up. Because I just don't think it's just. I mean, it's scary. I'm not kidding you. They have on this. Well, remember Jennifer Lawrence fell that one time. But you have on those long ball gowns, they can catch on the fabric. You've got on those high heels shoes that they always wear. And the lights are shining, you're nervous to begin with, and it's overwhelming, and you're walking up those marble, concrete, you could kill yourself. That scares me every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Meanwhile, Roma won 3 awards, Black Panther 3 awards, Spike Lee won for the Black Klansman. Black Panther was nominated for 7 awards, and it's the highest grossing film worldwide, the first superhero movie, $623.4 million, $200 million to make, and it also won soundtrack and score. I didn't see it, so there.
It won Best Costume Design, too, or I think it was.
It is?
So the woman that won, when she got up there,
Yeah.
she was the first African-American
that's
costume
right.
designer
That's
to
right.
ever win.
That's
and
right.
she was like, I loved her speech.
It was
I thought she was
costume,
great.
sound, and score, yeah. Olivia Colman won Best Actress. Now, what did anybody think about that? I thought a lot of people
thought it was shocking.
Close was going to win.
I haven't seen The Favorite yet, though, but everybody says it's really good, so I'm sure.
The Favorite was really good, and the actor. Listen, the thing is, it's like comparing apples to apples. It's like a guy dates, they like blondes, or they like redheads, or they like brunettes. I mean, there's no right or wrong. Actually, every one of them nominated really won, but I do think Glenn Close is her 7th nomination. She hasn't won.
I was shocked
think
she didn't win.
people felt like she's the Susan Lucci, and they're just going to vote for her as Seminole Favorite, but they didn't. They voted for Olivia Colman, who, by the way, her speech was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
She was really good. People were saying she gave the best speech, but it's a little surprising.
Glenn Close thought she was going to win, though, because she had on a dress that weighed 48 pounds.
Yeah,
that medal, it had
I forgot who made
300
that dress.
million beads.
Yeah,
she said
who made that
something
dress?
like
I can't remember. It was Carolina Herrera. It was a gorgeous gown. It was very royal and regal, and it was beautiful.
It was award ready.
Yeah, and it was also very age appropriate. She wasn't trying to wear, push-up bras, 17-inch stilettos, and one of those Spanx dresses like some of those girls on the shows wear.
She should have won for Fatal Attraction, though, years ago. I mean,
maybe
she was great. And she got robbed that year, I thought.
Who won that year?
I was trying to remember. It was a big controversy,
I don't
too.
remember. Regina won. Regina King, supporting actress for Beale Street, and Marsala Ali for Best Supporting the Black Sculpture. Oh, God, is he perfect? I mean, his body is like a sculpture. The high cheek, he's just a gorgeous man. And Vice won for makeup and hair, and they should have. No, I mean, they duplicated Dick Cheney perfectly. But I was a little, I was very happy Rami won. But I kind of thought that what's his name might win, the Dick Cheney guy, simply because he's been around and acted a long time. But what this proved this year is that the people voted on the performance, not on the person or their history or what all have done in their career. First man for visual effects, and blah, blah, blah. What do you guys think of Adam Lambert singing Freddie Murphy's song, We're the Champion, and We Will Rock You with the Queen's Band?
I mean, it's not comparable to Freddie singing it, but I thought he did a good job.
He did a nice job, but I'm going to tell you, I would agree. I think there are voices out there that are more powerful and more aligned with Freddie. I mean, I thought Adam Levine even has a more power. I mean, he did a great job. No one can compete with Freddie Murphy's voice. Mercury, but he just didn't capture, in my opinion, he didn't capture it. But God bless him.
He's good. He's very androgynous, gender bending too, and so he kind of fits the Freddie point.
Maybe that was.
That's why they have him. I mean, he tours with them when they tour and do.
So that was the point.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that, so that makes more sense. Okay, but I was thrilled that Queen got to perform. Yeah. I mean, something. All those years and all that they've been through, and all that they get to perform.
Best
at the
band
Oscars,
in the world.
And they really are. And that one guy was a rocket scientist. They're not a dumb group.
He's an astrophysicist.
Yeah, whatever it is. Okay, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, and Myra Rudolph. They were hilarious with the opening.
They were very funny.
They were so good for the opening award. They were just hilarious.
I like them.
Amy said, "Welcome to the 1 millionth Oscars." Something like that. It was hilarious. 1 millionth Academy Awards.
So many good lines. And then the Wayne's World appearance. What'd you guys think of that?
I don't know. I thought it fell a little flat.
I also did.
I didn't think it. I thought it fell a little flat.
I was shocked to see what's it, Mark Myers? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it was me or did his face look like he's had so much done. It was
You know
plasticky
what?
and waxy.
I'm gonna
Dana Carvey, you mean?
Dana Carvey. Oh, both of
Dana's
them.
Dana Carvey.
Dana's face looked like it had
Both of them either aged a lot or they've been getting a lot of fillers and Botox and stuff
the one with the
because their
glasses,
faces look distorted. I think it was a very clever idea, but I don't think the script was strong enough. You know, the content wasn't strong enough, but the idea was very cute.
Joanne Vivolo just followed up on our thing. Cher won for Moonstruck that year against Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction.
I'm sorry. I'm with Cher. I'm with Cher. I'm with Cher. Sorry, Glenn. I'm with Cher.
Moonstruck was phenomenal.
And not only that,
I've watched it a million
Cher.
times.
I mean, does it get any better than Cher? I mean, for me, of all the people in the world that perform, like, she's right up there at the top.
That's when she wore that big black Bob
Yes.
Mackie with the headdress and the whole thing. It was crazy.
And when she said actresses aren't taken seriously, and she's dressed like
she's dressed
like a Halloween costume.
She looked like a Yadros figure.
I mean, I'm sorry, Glenn. No, that's it. Okay. So Casey Hunt, you know, from MSNBC, tweeted after the performance with Brad and Gaga. She says, "Well, that all in caps. Well, that performance will definitely cool speculation that Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are an item."
Did you see what happened at the after party with her and Madonna?
Oh my God. Yeah, I did.
They were like photographed together, so that was supposed to squash the beef rumors.
Well,
But
yeah.
it looked like she was going to snap her neck.
Well, do you know there's a meme out where they put Putin's face where Madonna's is, and they put Trump's face where Gaga's face is, and they're drooling over each other. So I tweeted out, "Look, this is what's going on in Vietnam right now because they're over there together."
They did that with Kim Jong-un. They did one with.
I showed that photo. I tweeted that photo and said something about that. What was it? I said one is very thirsty and the other one is drowning in the shallows.
That was a good one. I missed that. I would have retweeted it. John Lewis introduced the Green Book. I thought that was lovely. I love him, John Lewis. He's a civil rights activist. Was beat up, almost died from the protest on the Alabama bridge back during the Civil Rights Movement. He's a congressman right now. So I thought that was so appropriate. And let's see. Then I read a little bit of trivia. Octavia Spencer, who was an executive producer of Green Book, she got into the Oscars by entering the lottery and winning a seat. How could that be true? Because they're always looking for seat fillers, but I read that. I forgot to write down the source. I thought it was very weird. Randy Rainbow tweeted, I love Randy Rainbow. He's so hilarious. He tweeted a photograph of Glenn Close on the phone. He's the one that said, "Yes, hello. I need you to send me all 17 bunnies from The Favorite." He's the one that said that. Isn't that hilarious?
Because she boiled the rabbit in Fatal Attraction.
You have to go look up his tweets, and he tweeted that
funny.
Song called Border Lie, L-I-E, Border Lie. It is so
You sent that to me,
funny.
Leah,
It's so
and
good.
I laughed.
I'm like, why aren't you on Saturday Night Live? Oh my God. So apparently in celebrity news, Karl Lagerfeld that died is still getting a lot of accolades from people that worked with him. But apparently he left 150 million pounds, which I would have thought it would have been more. There was a rumor he left it to his cat, but that's not true because French law does not allow animals to inherit money. But he was very generous apparently, gave a lot of money out in secret, and he left a small amount to the person that's going to be looking after the cat. But now there are people coming out, and I don't think they should, especially not now, maybe 10 years from now, saying it a very dark side, and he's not here to defend himself. They're saying that he reveled as a fat phobic, had misogynist views, said Princess Diana was stupid, Adele was a little fat. If a model complained about sexual harassment, he told her to join a nunnery. There's always a place in a convent. Apparently he was ruthless, very talented, but not the best person. And I don't know, he made all these remarks in interviews, so this isn't rumor. I mean, he said they went back and they cited the articles that he said them in.
He also offended Heidi Klum once. She couldn't stand him.
Yeah, and then he was fed up with the pro-women's movement. So, I mean, I hate that it's... But you know what? These are all published articles that he said it, so I guess you didn't have to be here to defend himself. But I don't know, something about respecting people after they die a little bit. Why kick a guy when they're in the grave, you know? Well, let's see. Now, Jesse Mullet update. Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. I don't know. He's still standing behind his innocence. Terrence Howard is coming out saying that he's behind him. You know, I met Terrence with one of his girlfriends one time that was a friend of ours. He's a very, very smart guy, Terrence Howard. Kind of like, you know, math, science, chemical. He's smart, you know. He's not a dummy. I was just surprised that he came out and stood behind him, but it was nice that one of your friends and co-stars come out, but how is he still denying it? I don't know. It was a bad week for a lot of people.
And you know, Tyler Perry this morning was on the Today Show, and he was talking about, they asked him about that situation, and he said he's been in contact with him, he's still supporting him, that him and his family and all this stuff, they say that there's been facts that have been twisted and that it'll all come out. But
maybe, you never know. Perez tweeted, "It could be drugs, mental illness, boredom, politics of a myriad of other reasons that caused Jesse to allegedly fabricate the attack." So some people think he fabricated, some people think he didn't, and some people are still waiting for all the facts. I'm on the you're innocent until proven guilty, waiting for all the facts side of it, but it doesn't look good for him. Yeah. The proffer the cops put up looked pretty damning. R. Kelly was also not arrested that week. Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, people were making fun of him, like, well, you're deflating the balls again of this guy.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, there were all kinds of jokes.
Bill Maher had the funniest, 5 jokes about that, and it had just happened before he went on the air the other night. And I was like, he must have had those jokes in his back pocket for 5 years because they were really, really good. But you're right. It was all about deflating the balls and being a cheater.
Known as a cheater. Yeah. I didn't know it was Bill Maher. I just read that he did. Yeah. And then let's see. This is interesting. Hand me one of our little pocketbooks, one of our little bags. Okay. So there was an article, what do celebrities carry in their little handbags? So hand me one. I'm going to tell you what they carry. And I think you could get it all in one of ours. Okay. Some of them carry their glasses. Okay. Some of them carry their glasses. So let's just see. All right. Yep. I can get my glasses in. Then some carry, well, and I can't see. Some can put their glasses in. Okay. Then blotting paper. Okay. So let's say let's just assume this is blotting paper right here. Put a little blotting paper in there. Okay, that would work as blotting paper anyway, by the way. Why don't I invent something? Okay, and then some put their gum in there. Okay, so we don't have any gum, but let's just say, that I don't chew gum. Let's just say that this is a stick of gum. Okay, that goes in there. And then their cell phone. Oh, yep, the cell phone. And then some say they put the hand sanitizer. Well, let's just pretend that this is a little bit of hand sanitizer. And then they put in their powder. I did that. An eyebrow brush. Okay, well, this is the size of an eyebrow brush. A lipstick. Oh, here's a lipstick right here. A debit card. Pretend this is a debit card right here. Okay, and lozenges. Okay, well, we don't have any lozenges, but we should. So let's just find a lozenge. Well, I don't know. Well, they're little. They go in here. And a mirror, a little mirror. Oh, well, let's just pretend this is a little mirror. Now, all of that went in my bag. Now, these women, these are what they carried, like Heidi Klum, Jenner, Michelle Williams, Misty Copeland, Christy Ricci. This is what they carry. And everyone says you can't get a lot. Look how much I got in this little bag. It's fabulous, isn't it? Everyone complaining you can't get anything in their bag. Well, the celebrities can do it. You can too. And this bag is on sale. Oh, well, I thought that was a little interesting article. Gloria Vanderbilt birthday, 95 years old, last week. I loved her. I read that book. I've read almost every biography. I swear, I used to read a biography a week, but I've read a lot of them. Hers, Poor Little Rich Girl, I loved it. It's timeless. You should read it. In other celebrity news, well, this is something. Why didn't I do this? Series, Friends. Remember Friends? It generates $1 billion in syndication revenue every year. Each of the 6 main cast members get 2% of that revenue, which is about $20 million a year. Why in the hell didn't I get on that Friends show? $20 million a year. Don't ever do anything the rest of your life.
It's like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Well, but that was the first show that they ever, you know, if you remember, it was like a big hit the first year, and they were all signed on for one season. And then when they went back to renegotiate, the guy that played Ross said, listen, we're going to go all back together. They can't do the show without all of us.
And we're going to stick together.
And we're going to stick together. And they
we're all
did.
going to take the same amount.
And they all took the same amount.
Just like what happened with Queen. They learned their lesson. They all got the equal pay.
Oh, you know what I read about Queen this week? They were talking about Freddie's girlfriend in real life.
Yes.
So when he died, she was talking about how the band, like, they all just left. She never heard from them ever again.
Yeah.
And she got 15% of all the
Oh, I knew she got his money.
Yeah, she got like 15%
he
of it.
left her most of his money.
Yeah, he said in the will that had it been a different, or had things worked out differently, it would have all been hers anyway.
Yeah.
No, I said it was her birthday. 95 years old. Jason.
Sorry, I just had a fright there.
No, she's 95. Happy birthday.
Joanne Vivolo says you've just increased the sales of that bag tenfold.
Well, I mean, if the celebrities can get all their stuff in it, and comes in black, and it comes in gold, and bring me some more. I've tried these bags. Every single one of them, except for maybe one or two, you can't get all the stuff in, but you can get a lot in these little bags, and you only have to carry. I would add to that an ink pen. I always carry an ink pen and a little tiny pad of paper in mine. So I carry pretty much the same thing. Okay, all of that would fit in this bag, which everybody loves this bag, and everyone would fit. All of them would fit in these. And this comes in black. And they're not on sale anymore, but if you email us hello@leahblack.com and say you're a podcast listener, we'll put them on sale for you. We don't really care. We sell stuff because we like people to look pretty. And then we're lucky we make money. So anyway, Gwyneth Paltrow says that she's the victim on a ski slope accident, but a man's accusing her of running him down and falling and knocking him out when she was skiing. And then he's suing her, and she's just saying it was his fault and he's after the money. But apparently the guy was pretty injured, and apparently she did slide into him. So let's see how that plays out. Michael Jackson's estate is suing HBO for $100 million, according to Vanity Fair.
Yes, but they're still going to air the documentary.
Yeah, they're going to make more on the documentary than
for
that.
Sure.
But you know what? They have to sue. They have to sue to save face. Whether they think they're going to win, right. Maybe they'll drop it later, maybe they'll settle, but they have to sue. They can't let them get away with just acknowledging all that as the truth, you know? So anyway, now in royalty news, well, Prince Harry and Meghan's baby have a dual citizenship. There you go. That's a question that's out there. Meghan is urged to stop public displays of affection, according to express.co.uk. Less is more. Now, let me tell you what irritates me about that. It takes two to show affection. So why isn't anyone criticizing the prince for showing affection? They're only criticizing her. You know, she can do no right. You know, it's just annoying. Queen Elizabeth II has 4 drinks a day, boys. 4 drinks a day.
Just 4?
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
She has gin before lunch. She has wine at lunch. Now, right there, I'm already asleep for 4 hours. Just those 2 things, I'd be asleep for 4 hours. Then she has a dry martini with dinner.
Ooh.
And champagne after dinner. And she's 97 years old, and she's or 4 years old or whatever, and just spry as she can be. Maybe that's the key. Maybe we should have a gin before lunch, a wine at lunch, a dry martini at dinner, and champagne after dinner.
And have a big staff and a few homes and everything. That would also make you live
that doesn't mention the chef. Everything's organically and perfectly cooked. But isn't that fabulous? Oh, let's go from royalty to low-hanging fruit housewives. Look, we're just running out of time
Before
already.
you do that, Stacey Staughton's earlier she commented, I just want to say, Lisa Rinna is back.
She's back.
She's definitely back last night.
Back. Oh, my God. Well, here you go. Lisa Rinna calls out Nicola Sheridan for having an affair after 1 year of marriage with her husband Harry Hamlin, with Michael Bolton when they were on a tour, when she was at a concert and Harry wasn't there. Well, that was 20 or 30 years ago. Nicolette, slaps back. and says, do you really want the truth shared? I appreciate that you want to support your Housewives fake news narrative, but at the end of our marriage, it had nothing to do with anyone other than us. Sad you can't own your part, at Harry Hamlin, at Lisa Rinna, because Harry had tweeted to her, this is fake news. It's called When Your Wife of 1 year suddenly goes to bed with a pop singer. Ooh. 2 weeks after your mother dies. I did a lot of stuff with my wife nose to nose, but ending our marriage was not one of them.
So guess what happened yesterday?
What? I wonder if I know.
Nicolette Sheridan left the Dynasty show that has horrible ratings, the reboot on CW.
So there's a rumor.
And there's talk they're going to bring her on the Housewives of Beverly Hills next season. And Andy even hinted at it when someone brought it up on his show yesterday. So
I don't think Lisa Rinna would care.
No, but I think that would be a great person to bring to the cast.
I don't think she would care, but that would be juicy.
So. Yeah, and then I watched the show last night. Did you guys? What did you think about last night?
Oh, I thought it was a
Beverly Hills.
good episode.
It was heating up at the end.
Yeah, I knew they were going to drag it to the end.
Rinna is accusing Vanderpump of setting them all up to take the heat.
You were right.
And I knew it was going to happen.
I take back what I said last week. You were right.
You know, and honestly, she throws stones and hides her hands. And it was, to me, it was a contrived scene when those boys came out at the Vanderpump thing and starts talking about the dog in the shelf at the shelter.
Well, yeah, and Rinna was right. She was like, "That's your employee. You could have shut him down.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" Yeah. And then I thought it was interesting because Lisa is usually like, she can come back really quick and stick up for herself, but last night it seemed a little odd, like that she had been caught off guard and she didn't have a response in that moment with all of them. So it was kind of interesting to see that.
It's going to all unravel, and you're going to see that's what's going to happen.
Did you see the Mexican Dynasties premiere?
I didn't watch it.
Oh my gosh.
I can't get hooked on another one.
People were going crazy on social media.
On the other hand, though, I did find out that's more. You can let her in. Yeah, let her in. Just tell her to come sit down. That was Mauricio's family. You know, did you know that? That's part of his family.
Yes, one of them is a distant relative or is a sister-in-law.
So I guess they're probably involved in the production of that show.
No, I looked to see if he was in on any of it, but they're not. But,
well, they should be.
But let me tell you, that show is gold.
They should have brought that in. I can't hook on it. I got to watch the
They have a singing chihuahua. I mean, that talks.
That's hilarious. I can't. I'm hooked on too many shows. And then the New Jersey Reunion Part 1. Did you guys see it?
I did.
And?
I thought it was okay. I think that it's going to really be hot tonight when they, the preview, Teresa grabs the cards out of Andy's hands. And and then I saw Joe and Teresa going at it and him saying, "You don't control me," so it'll be interesting to see.
We've just
had a guest walk in and now the dog's going crazy.
All right. So, and, I mentioned Robert Kraft getting arrested, but this is the funniest thing. Apparently there were 200 people involved in these 8 spas of prostitution, but he's barking at our friend that came in. Oh, stop it. But you know what, listen to this. So years ago, this had to be 15 years ago, Roy and I were at a party at Thomas Kramer's mansion. Remember? Thomas had those parties all the time?
Yes.
And there was a guy standing there. It turns out it was Robert Kraft. I didn't know who he was. And somebody came up to me and said, "You know who that is, right?" And I said, "No." And they said, "It's Robert Kraft." I'm like, "Who is that?" Well, he owns this big football team, And then I remember them saying to me, he's involved in a string of prostitution rings. And he goes, "You'll see he's going to leave early and you'll see some people be following him." And I just forgot about it. When he was arrested for that prostitution ring and I saw his picture, I was like, somebody told me that 15 years ago at Thomas Kramer's house. You don't remember everything, Jason.
I know.
I mean, verify it. Do I remember everything?
Well, no, you remember everything. But of course, that's all allegedly, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying they told me that. It's not alleged they told me that. They told me that. It's alleged that he's involved in the prostitution ring, but that rumor apparently has been floating around Miami for over 15 years.
And you do remember
everything. I do. I don't know if it's true or not true. I just remember thinking to myself, why? Well, this is what I was thinking. Why would a guy that owns a football team be involved in a sleazy business like that? So I brushed it off like, I don't think so. Maybe he goes to one of these clubs for a massage once in a while or something. And I just remember blowing it off. Yeah. Can you believe that's a very
let's
small
see what
world.
happens to him.
Yeah, people.
You know, the NFL's coming out saying, "Oh, we have a very strict code of conduct that gets applied to everyone."
They're not going to do anything.
Yeah, unless you take a knee.
They're not going to do it. Yeah, unless you take a knee, they're not going to do anything. And people were tweeting hashtag happy endings, hashtag tweeter, hashtag deflating balls. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Well, you know, it was even weirder on the news down here when they were reporting in front of that Asia massage place or whatever it was. People were like taking selfies out in front of the sign and stuff, like it was an Instagram moment.
We're running out of time, so I'm going to save that page for next week. Oh, just in quick news, just so you know, 86 tons of Boston Market boneless rib patties were recalled. They may be contaminated with pieces of glass or hard plastic. So if you have those, don't eat them. There are 200 people stuck on an Amtrak train in Oregon for 30 hours because a tree fell in front of it. And apparently they're just partying and drinking.
Yeah,
and
I
having
saw
the
that on the
best
news.
time.
They were just living it
I'd
up.
be claustrophobic flipping out with all those strangers, and I'd be like spraying the air with Lysol and wiping my hands. And then this woman flies to Australia. She comes back. She opens up her suitcase, and there's a 9,000, I forget how many feet, a huge python wrapped up in her shoe. Now, I didn't print the picture because, you know, in the podcast you can't see it. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg is back at work, my superhero. Two men in Texas brought in enough fentanyl to kill every person in the state of Louisiana. They got 5 years. Now, first of all, they came through ports of entry. They didn't climb over a wall. They didn't throw the fentanyl over a wall. They didn't sneak it over a wall. So that wall thing is not a good argument for that. And they got 5 years. If you brought in enough cocaine, weed, or heroin to kill the whole state of Louisiana, you'd get 50 years.
You'd be for life.
You'd be in for life. They got 5 years. I mean, the standard of, I guess it depends on the sophistication of the drug. I mean, the standard for that is just so unfair. I'm just telling you that, so unfair. Okay, now let's see how much we're running out of time. So let's just see if there's anything we can wait for next week. Oh,
people
Lord.
were commenting that they're excited about the reunion tonight, and they did like Mexican dynasties. And Stacy Stoughton says, "I have one more thing. I think Jennifer from New Jersey needs to go bye-bye. I can't take it."
Who? Oh, I don't
the
know
one
her.
that drinks and
I
turns
haven't
to another
watched her.
person.
Well, in climate change news, it snowed in Malibu, Pasadena, and West Hollywood. There you go. Well, I'm just going to read. Oh, my God, there's so much news. We haven't even gotten to the politics yet. I can save that one. I can save this one. Oh, I did that one. Oh, my God, I can't. Oh, I'll just go to this one really quick. Trump won 2 Razzies for worst film performances, one in Death of a Nation and one in Fahrenheit 11/9. He's going to get another one, a Razzie from the Michael Cohen testimony today.
Yeah, people are asking about your opinion to weigh in on that.
Baldwin is threatened by Trump. It says he's had to get security for his family because he's getting retribution for Saturday Night Live. Trump's meeting with Kim Jong-un, and apparently he's going to stay up overnight so that he can watch the hearings today. How ridiculous is that? That you're going over there to talk to a guy that has nuclear weapons, who has not disarmed any, hasn't gotten rid of any, he's still building them, and you're just cheerleading that he's not doing testing right now. Well, as long as he doesn't do testing, I don't care. And then you're going to stay up all night because you want to watch this hearing about yourself instead of concentrating and focusing and preparing for the meeting. So can you imagine how cranky Trump's going to be, all coked up on that Coca-Cola caffeine high with those Twitter rants when he's already erratic and he's just going to go crazy.
I just see him sitting around in a dirty T-shirt and his underwear in a Hampton Inn with a bunch of chicken buckets emptied around him.
Just watching, eating the popcorn,
KFC.
watching the movie. Now, North Korea pledged nuclearization in 85, 92, 94, 2002, 3, 5, 8, 6, 8, and 10, 11, and 12. And Trump's like, they're not going to be any more nukes. We shook hands on it. And now he's in love with the guy. We're in love. I'm in love. He writes me nice letters. I love him. This is a guy, a murderous thug, that killed his own brother, has thousands in gulags that are starving to death, and his people are starving to death, and Trump's over there. Can you imagine building a gorgeous condo right here on the water between China and Iran? You're delusional. Absolutely delusional. Oh my God, I can't. Well, I'm going to save that for next week. We're running out of time. I'm going to save this for next week. I'm going to save this for next week. Oh my God. Oh, another accusation. This woman that worked on the Trump campaign said that he grabbed her and kissed her and tried to kiss her. And she quit the very next day, packed her bags, left the housing with the campaign housing, drove to Sarasota from Tampa, cried all the way there, called her mother, called her father, called her friends, told her boyfriend what happened, and now she's going to sue him. She's going to come out and sue him for sexual harassment. So there you go, another one. Oh my God. Mueller called Manafort a hardened criminal who repeatedly and brazenly violated the law with a harsh sentencing memo. Oh my God. 2 more buildings in New York City are taking the Trump name off of them. Trump Place is one of them. So he's going to not have any buildings in New York with the Trump name on them. People don't want that stench. I don't blame them. So let's see. His ratings are below 40% now. In 17 states, he's at 50%. In 16 states, he's below 40%. The USA Today said that he's not going to get away with seizing land to build his wall, according to the residents in the Texas border. So there you have that. Oh, wait, I did that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, this Matt Gaetz last night, this horrible congressman from Florida, northern Florida, he tweeted out the nastiest tweet about basically threatening to expose Cohen, who's testifying today, to say, does your wife know about your mistresses and all these other women? Does your father-in-law? Now's a good time to have a chat before your hearing tomorrow. I mean, it was basically a threat. He was threatening him. I have the tweet here somewhere.
Didn't he have to apologize this morning? It was on the news.
He did apologize because he's being accused of a threat. He's wanting the House is wanting to censure him, and he's nervous about it.
Yeah,
but
plus everybody's posting on social media what I sent you last night.
But guess
they're having
what?
them call the state bar because he's an attorney
That's
here.
What I'm
and
going to read now. Matt Gaetz, Florida attorney, did he violate U.S. Code 180 SC 1512? Call the Florida bar at 1-866-352-0707 and give his bar number 48962 and get him disbarred.
Yes.
I'm going to do that.
I called this morning.
You did? James said
at 8 a.m. I was right there when they opened.
And I was like, I'm going to call. Yeah.
I'm going to call.
And Trump has publicly attacked the Russian investigation more than 1,100 times. Honey, you know what? When you protest that loudly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Protest too much. That's Macbeth.
Oh my God. Let's see. We're running out of time. Don't forget the Cohen testimony today. We've been glued to. We got the lunch break, so I hope you all tuned in for hours. If not, it's posted later, but we're going to go back and watch it all afternoon. I'm going to have to cover all of this later. Oh my God, it's just so good. There's so much stuff here to talk about. Oh, Biden is thinking about running. Do you guys think Biden is going to run?
Yes, I saw that.
And
clip
Beto
yesterday.
hasn't rolled out a run either. So I've got stuff there that
Biden said yesterday that his family is for it. He hasn't got to that point. And someone yelled out in the audience, just say yes already. And he was like, I'm not at yes yet.
Yeah, but you know what?
But his family is, he said.
He's waiting to... You have to pick your timing, and he's got a certain amount of stamina, and I think he's waiting to let all this play out a little bit and then hop in.
He did say earlier this month he would let us know by the end of the month, and that's tomorrow. So.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
The end of this month?
Yep.
All right, here was the tweet. Matt Gaetz. Hey, Michael Cohen, do you and your wife and father-in-law know about your girlfriends? Maybe tonight would be a good time for that chat. I wonder if she'll remain faithful when you're in prison. She's about to learn a lot. Can you believe it? So I tweeted back, hey, what are you afraid of, Matt? And why do you think witness intimidation is okay? Go have another drink. Now that's something you know a lot about. Let's put you under oath for witness threatening and ask you about your reported DUIs. You sound like a thug, not a member of Congress. Shame. Can you believe it?
So true.
Yeah, I mean, what a piece of jerk. Okay, we'll do that one later.
Yeah, a lot of the people have been watching the Cohen trial and watching you at the same time because we've been getting
good.
comments on it. So they've been saying,
Roger
or it's not a
Stone
trial.
attacked that. We did that one already, the crosshairs thing. Trump is going to be freaking out while he's abroad, according to the Raw story. Michael Cohen has documents that will show detailed, sordid, and chilling evidence against Trump. Well, honey, we've been glued all morning.
He
Where's
did
the
that
popcorn?
with all the checks and everything.
Oh, that's the thing. People are questioning his credibility and that he's lying. But every lie that he told, or not every, but the lies he told were to protect Trump. Now he's bringing in documents. He's bringing canceled checks. He's bringing in text messages. He's bringing in there are other witnesses to corroborate what he's saying. So no one has to rely on what he's saying. And it's just unbelievable, the Republicans. They're so grandstanding with Benghazi for 13 hours, just yelling and screaming at Hillary and acting like complete idiots. And they found absolutely nothing. And now they can't handle the truth from Michael Cohen. They're such hypocrites. Oh, here's another one. Trump's war on California. He says it's a socialist hellhole. It's a socialist hellhole that somehow nurtured Apple, Google, Facebook, Tesla, Uber, Netflix, Oracle, and Intel, not to mention old economy stalwarts like Chevron, Disney, Wells Fargo, and the Hollywood film industry, according to Politico tweets. And then that's Venezuela. We'll have to talk about that later. Oh, this one got me. This one just got me. Trump tweets, "My daughter created millions of jobs," President Trump said while speaking to a gathering of governors. I don't know if anyone knows that, but she's created millions of jobs. Are you kidding me? So I tweeted back, "I call BS. Show us the proof. Maybe jobs for her company or your company or her husband's company, but not for the average person in the country." Big belly laugh. And then he started getting comments like, yeah, she created jobs in China, sweatshops. She created, all Russian jobs. Oh, then I listen to this one. So I also tweeted back, Ivanka debuts as administration spokesperson for rugged individualism, somebody says. I don't think most people want to be given something, Ivanka says. I don't think Americans want to be given something. People want to work for what they get. So I tweeted back to her, I'm going to get the FBI is going to be coming after me. That whiny little squeaky, breathy, fake voice has never done an honest day's work in her platinum spoon in her mouth condescending life. Nepotism and arrogance and spoiled brat at its worst. I just can't with her fake White House job. She's just part of the window dressing for the daily reality show. And then Trump says Kim is one of his best friends. Listen what Trump told Kim Jong-un, that he's known plenty of rich kids who ended up messed up, but that the young dictator did not end up screwed up. And so this Brian Klass tweeted back, Kim Jong-un has assassinated a family member with nerve agent at an airport, murdered a young American, threatened to incinerate American cities, commit state-sponsored rape, detains hundreds of thousands in gulags, kills dissidents for sport, and you're calling him your new best friend, you're in love with him. I mean, come on. And Bob Forgetti sent that poor college kid home to die. Remember that? Oh, my God. And then Donnie Jr., he's tweeting out that, my father's the first one that could even get a meeting with Kim. And so I have to tweet him back. Donnie Jr. bragging Trump was the only president that could get a meeting with North Korea. He's either really stupid or he doesn't know that not one president would meet with Kim for many reasons. Or he's just lying to stupid people that will believe anything as Fox News goes along. Then I tweeted, shame on every single Republican that does not want to know the truth about Trump, Russia, and crimes. You should all want to know the truth about your president and if he is compromised. Country first. Your love of power and ego should not replace your duties. I can't anymore. Oh, the average tax fund is down 17%. Average down $500. People are paying taxes that never had to pay, and people are getting less refunds than they were, all because of that tax thing. I already did my quote of the week. All the money in the world can't make up for a lack of integrity. And then I will have to save this for later because we are over time. Okay, did we have fun today?
Yes.
Did I curate enough news for you?
Great.
We covered the
Yes,
Housewives, royalty,
always good, always fun.
news, politics. We covered it all. So I know a lot of you are eating your popcorn and watching Michael Cohen. I hope you caught us during the lunch break. So you'll have to now go to your local podcast provider or Facebook Live and catch this. So for all of you that did watch it, please share, tweet, and remind people to go and catch it on demand, because next week we'll be able to talk about all the Michael Cohen juicy gossip that came out today. So we have fun, and thank you all for watching, and don't forget, everything fits in your handbag. Oh my God. And we don't forget, we have our our advanced serum on sale for $10 this month, just for you.
And so people were wondering where to go. So it's leahblack.com is the website.
leahblack.com, our website. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. Bye.